Let me introduce our speaker for the next session. It will be Mr. Jay Pandya, the Chief Executive Officer of Legend Global Studio. And please join me in welcoming Mr. Jay Pandya, who will be talking about creating films for digital platforms. Welcome, sir. How are you doing today?
I'm absolutely fine, Walter. Pleasure
Awesome.
having you.
Nice to see you. I'm all right. Thank you very much for asking. It is my pleasure to be, moderating the session with you. And I will be asking you questions, and we would be happy to listen to your perspective on the OTT industry. Before we could get to the questions, Mr. Jay, let me quickly request you to give us a brief about your background and talk to us about Legend Studios.
I'll keep it brief. I've spent around 17 years in the industry. Before joining Legend, I was with the Zee Group for around 6+ years. I worked with their international strategy and content team. Was a core member of the team who launched ZEE5. We've literally grown the digital platform by our hands in terms of content strategy, content buying, content commissioning, all the numbers. So last I used to head acquisition and films for the platform. Have joined Legend Studios as a CEO and a partner very recently. Legend Studios is a 6-year-old company in India. Earlier we have given projects like Aligarh, Bhumi, Sarabjit, the last was PM Modi. Barring the last 2 years of the lockdown, the growth plans for the studio are looking very, very positive. We are redefining a positioning for the studio. We will be undertaking subjects which has a meaning to it. We want to cater not only the Indian audiences, but as well as the international ones. So that's going to be a growth part, and there will be a lot of information which will be shared in the public notice in terms of the projects once we have things finalized. But yeah, exciting times ahead, and thank you for having me over here, and happy to discuss for today's session.
Awesome. All right. Thank you for sharing your background, Mr. Jay, and giving us some insight about the studio. So let's get to the session. So the first question that we have for you is, how do you think the OTT market has been a game changer for the film industry?
I believe it's been a great enabler. If you go back the 2 years down, the digital space, the OTT platforms, the market really stepped up for the industry. Theatrical percentages went down in terms of releases. Vis-a-vis, there was the space in the OTT where the movie releases, the share considerably increased. There were a lot of movies which were almost made or almost on the verge of completion. The OTT space gave them a completely fresh breath in terms of an existing. They opened a parallel segment to explore. There were so many subjects which could not have got theatrical releases, but they were still ready. They were great subjects. They were great products. The OTT space really provided them the platform to bring that particular content to the whole world. There were so many gems. I myself, with my stint with ZEE5, had acquired so many movies which could have been smaller subjects, but very powerful ones. So I really feel that the OTT space has really changed how perspective of the film industry towards this particular segment, and it's only about to grow in the future.
Awesome. All right. Okay. The next question that we have for you is, in a world of movies and TV shows going directly online on platforms, could this lead to an uptick in piracy? Your thoughts?
See, it's inevitable. Okay, piracy is somewhere we are fighting hard since years against it. Given the digital rise, where the internet penetration is increasing, the digital space is increasing, the direct to digital releases is increasing, it is bound to be there. India ranks in the top 5 countries in the world for peer-to-peer sharing. All right. So the amount of volume that happens in our country, somewhere piracy is about to find a little bit uptick towards it. But yes, parallelly, there have been great measures taken by from the technology front to try and avoid it to the maximum limit. So in a nutshell, yes, there will be an uptick, but parallelly, there have been measures taken by the industry, by the platforms, because they also understand the great responsibility against it. And we'll try to keep it as much as low as possible. But I won't deny it. It is somewhere a part of the space, and we will have to keep fighting it for a long period.
Because during the last session, one of our partners indeed mentioned that I think if we are to fight piracy, the best way is for technology providers, solution providers, to come up with innovative solutions to find the ways to, fight
They are.
piracy.
They already are. All right. So, and we have advanced quite a bit towards it. But this is a challenge which always does a one up when our technology partners really come up with something really strong. But somewhere the stitch has to be so strong enough that it is impenetrable. Where I come that somewhere it will be a part, but I really don't see for a longer period. But we will have to accept it and keep on updating and developing ourselves towards and against it.
All right. Okay. Um, do you think OTT platforms can ever replace the magic of movie theaters? I know it's a generic question, but we would like to know you being the CEO of the studios. We'd like to know what you think of it.
So, I mean, from a biased answer perspective, no, it can't. See, cinema magic is cinema magic. The difference between these platforms and cinema is experience. Okay, it's a fight for the screen space and the screen size now. Okay, but experience cannot be taken away. If you look at the recent uptick also, I think post April, March, or last December onwards, slowly how the theaters have been opening. And Rachul Suryavanshi has been a great kickstart to bringing back people to the theaters, because that magic is different. I will definitely not say it can replace it. But in your first question, I mentioned that the OTT platforms have given a parallel segment to the films to rest, but the theatrical magic, that experience, no, I don't think so anybody can replace it.
With people starting to head to theaters to watch movies, do you think this trend might slow down the content consumption with OTT platforms?
No, it will not. The reason being, there are two reasons for it. One, fortunately, unfortunately, the windowing is going to come down, which already has started. I hope that it could go back to the earlier times. But given we will take some time to settle in the theatricals again. So if the windowing goes down, the viewers or the consumers have been habituated since 2 years for in-home viewing. All right. Along with that, there have been uprise of various different type of content as well. It gave an opportunity for the consumers to explore. So given that, I do not think so that it will reduce, but yeah, it could be maintained as the earlier part, and more direct to digital content which will keep on coming, either in a form of films or the web series or documentaries or any format. It will remain stagnant or a little bit above.
Awesome. All right. The next question is pretty much an extension of the previous one. Do you think OTT movie releases permanently alter the way we engage with movies? I think you answered it, but if you could just sort of elaborate a bit.
So it will permanently not. See, it's a combined question. So, the previous one, when you asked about the theatrical magic, it will always remain. All right. But the viewing habits have been changed. There is no doubt about it. And, as producers, as studios, we cannot deny, we will have to adapt to the consumer habit. The palette of content offering and content consumption, both is evolving. as studios, as makers, we will have to somewhere adapt that DNA into the filmmaking process. So consumers have been exposed to a lot of international content, a lot of foreign language content. There have been, as I said, certain movies which might not have, seen the light of the day, have reached the consumers. They have started liking that. It is I really don't think so that it could permanently alter, because the larger canvas, the big budget one, the star-studdedness that India as a country is, it will remain. But yes, it will definitely have to change and evolve.
All right, awesome. Okay. Do you think the hybrid model is the future of Indian cinema? What I'm referring to is big movies going ahead with releases in theaters, and within the third or fourth week moving on to the OTT platforms. On those lines, do you think hybrid model is going to be the future of Indian cinema?
Not on immediate basis. See, I mean, I'll give you an example. TVOD as a phenomena is yet not that high or accepted in India as a market. Abroad it is. There have been parallel releases also. Somewhere the 2 years of a lockdown has made the theatrical industry, the studios or the viewers look at that particular aspect of developing a theater or a parallel release on the digital platform. But it will take time, so not an immediate basis, but yeah, as at the pace that the industry is changing, and the industry is growing, content consumption, content production is changing, maybe on a long-term perspective, hybrid model could be a good part into the Indian content space.
So we had our first keynote speaker, Dana Stein, the MD of Yes Studios, talking about creating hyperlocal content to attract international audiences. So from a production company's perspective, do you think that we're ready to create content that could attract international audiences towards our regional content or content that is created in India?
100%. I mean, if you all would have listened, and it's a famous statistics, Sacred Games, the Netflix content was viewed more outside India than India. Okay, I mean, that's an example. And in the last 2 years, digital drops barriers. Okay, it's given. Then there is no limits in terms of taking the content to the global audiences or bringing the global audiences towards the regional or the local cinema. Okay, so as makers, there are projects already with Legend itself, where while at a developing or a setup stage, we are already considering the international audiences towards it. So I'll give you an example. If you take India's history, or if you take any historical great figure, for example, you can take Shivaji or Abdul Kalam or anybody. These are international figures. There are no barriers towards it, but it's going to be made here, and it is relevant to the whole world.
Very true. Yeah. Okay. Do you think OTT platforms change the kinds of films which are being made?
Sorry?
Do you think OTT platforms has changed the kind of films that are being made in a country?
It has given a sense. It has given a sense of kickstart to rethink the standard process or the standard template which was used to make films. Okay, youth has started gaining more importance. Global audience has started gaining more importance. Regional wise have started gaining more importance. So when you are setting up a project, a maker always thinks of these aspects and say, okay, these are my audiences. I have to make a subject or a project which is going to be relevant to them. So I need, in my storyline, in my project, I have to cover this point. This is not going to be regional. Is it pan-India? Is it international? And then accordingly, the setup is made. So yes, definitely it has given it a kickstart in terms of thinking newer ways and changing the template. The template will evolve over the period of time. But yes, it has. I mean, like, every studio and filmmaker can agree to that.
All right. So the next question that we'd like to ask you is, how do you think international content is consumed in our country? And how is Indian content being consumed internationally?
From an India perspective, international content has definitely got an uptick in terms of consumption. Access to foreign language content, dubbed in local languages, foreign language content dubbed in English or regional languages. It has brought the international cinema very closer to the Indian audiences. Obviously, in terms of the 2 years of lockdown, comparatively less supply of newer content being produced and offered, it gave the opportunity to explore. And that is how the consumption increased. In a similar way, the international distribution of our content has found, great boost. It is been taking across the global audiences. The interest in Indian subjects, Indian content has definitely got an uptick. But I believe there is a long way to go in terms of taking our content to the international market. But I believe the inroads of international content in India has already found a significant acceptance.
I think everyone would probably agree that OTT platforms has created accessibility over the past 2 years comparatively. Right. So what's the balance between consumption and production of local versus global content?
Consumption and production of local versus global. See, I mean, from a production perspective, I answered you in an earlier way where we are changing the template. Okay, in terms of global content production perspective. Yes, we are moving towards it. We are enabling the areas of consideration from an international audience perspective, not only in terms of reach, but obviously in terms of revenues, in terms of sensibilities, in terms of production per se. So from that production point of view, global content, we have already started thinking on it. And from a consumption point of view, in my previous question, I already answered that, it has definitely got an uptick. From a Squid Game to Narcos, to Money Heist. I mean, like, these are great examples where, when they start becoming the talk of the town, not only from numbers, but word of mouth as well. We know that international content is really getting accepted now in India. They have also started considering India market as a very strong one. And that's a great boon for us.
All right. Okay. I have my last question for you, which is the OTT revolution. Is it a boon or bane for filmmakers? The OTT revolution.
No, it's definitely a boon. I won't call it a bane, but from a production or a studio perspective, we would really want to look at the theatrical aspect. We want to bring back the audiences to the bigger screens. But as I said, the OTT platform have been great enablers. They have in fact stood by the industry in terms of extending that particular platforms where things were really not moving, and how the pace has moved in terms of consumption, the video time spent, and now digital is being considered as one of your larger share pie, not only in terms of your revenue or your expenses, but in terms of user base and consumption as well.
Right,
It definitely says that, it is a boon for the industry. Filmmakers have been compelled to think in newer ways, break templates, explore newer opportunities. Today, as a studio, I can open an absolutely another unit to make content only for digital. All right, so they're smaller projects, lesser budget, but high concepts. They will find acceptance on the OTT platforms. So yeah, it's a great boon for everyone.
Brilliant. All right. So those are my questions for you, Mr. Jay. Would you like to add some of your views, before we wrap up the session, something that you'd like to add? Please feel free to add more thoughts.
No, I won't take much time, but as a wrapping up mention, the digital and the filmmakers have to work hand in hand. There will be a time where it will start being feeling that, one is playing in the hand of others. Going forward, if there is a great handshake between the two, and designing of films for a particular digital audience, or digital audience getting back to the studios from a larger release, because today, if you look at Red Notice directly getting released on Netflix, I mean, that canvas and that budget, I mean, nobody can think that, this could come to a digital space. So things are changing in India. Also, things will change, but it has to be hand in hand.
Yes.
So it will be a long, the journey will be long, but very fruitful then.
Brilliant. All righty. Thank you so very much, Mr. Jay. Pleasure as always. Thank you for sharing your insight.
Thank you so much for having me. Pleasure talking to you.
Pleasure, sir. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day.
Bye-bye.